You check them out, quicklane.com/valleyfordtruck, and find out that life really is better in the quick lane.
It's an addiction. The Sports Fix. We'll be right back.
I'm Tyler Zeller, and you're listening to The Sports Fix.
Have you gotten your copy of Cleveland's Finest yet? Highlighting the best moments, players, and media members in Cleveland sports history? In-depth, personal interviews with some of the top names in Cleveland sports fill the pages of this incredible book. Cleveland's Finest by Vince McKee is this year's must-have book for every Cleveland sports fan. Available now at Amazon.com. Get your copy today. Sports Fix listeners, do you tweet? So do we. So tweet with us 24/7 at the Sports Fix CLE.
Business owners and professionals, do you want to take your business, your product, your team, your event to the next level? You want to advertise right here with the Sports Fix. Our listeners are among the most loyal listeners, terrestrial or internet. The Sports Fix universe is not only the radio show, but tens of thousands of fans on Facebook and Twitter. Email me, Jerry Myers, thesportsfix@AOL.com. That's thesportsfix@AOL.com. And let me help you swing for the fences and hit it out of the park right here on the Sports Fix.
Portions Buffalo, Harry Buffalo, join the herd.
I'm Christine. Brady sat out yesterday's practice, was listed on the team's injury report with a calf injury. England, Brady told Westwood One Sporter against the Dolphins. Panthers quarterback Cam Newton with fractured rib. Buccaneers. Another injury for the Packers offensive line, which is already without injured center J.C. Treader for a few weeks. Starting right tackle Brian Balaga left the loss to Seattle with a knee injury. It's the same knee he blew out in training camp last year, which forced him to miss the entire 2013 season. Right now, the team doesn't believe the injury is major. Green Bay running back Eddie Lacy suffered a concussion. He was wearing the new Riddell Speedflex helmet, which the company says helps better absorb impact force by adding flexibility to certain parts of the helmet. Some players are wearing the new one, especially those who previously had concussions. Quarterback Cody Kessler, who underwent a procedure on one of his toes, is on track to play for number 14 USC versus number 13 Stanford tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern on ABC.
After 75,000 miles, hidden causes of breakdown like leaks and sludge can shorten the life of your engine. Extend the life of your engine with the proven protection of Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil. Valvoline, 140 years under the hood.
You're listening to The Sports Fix.
Why can't you do it? Why can't you set your monkey free? Always giving them to it. Do you love your monkey or do you love me? Why can't you do it? Why do the monkey?
Welcome back to the Sports Fix live across the Sports Fix Radio Network. J-Rock back with you guys. Jerry Myers rolling on. Going to the phones momentarily. Ryan Ruiz from The Inscriber going to join us for the first. We're bringing it back. The always popular Three Dawg Bones the Victory. He lays out what the Browns have to do, and if they do it, they can walk away with a victory. Of course, this weekend is the opener, the Steelers, and as I play a little George Michael, it's quite fitting because the monkey on the back for the Browns, well, there's been a few, but the biggest, clearly, the Steelers, and opening day is a pretty big monkey for the Browns as well. They've had quite a bit of difficulty showing up for the first game of the season, also showing up for the majority of the games against the team wearing the black and yellow on the other side. Just since 2001 alone, one hand, I got two fingers left over when I'm counting the number of wins that the Browns have had against the Steelers. Since 2001, the Cleveland Browns are 3-24 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, I believe I've got four fingers left on that hand after I count the number of times he's lost as a quarterback to the number there. So, hey, you know what? That's all the history that the Browns face as they head into Pittsburgh this week. And, hey, you either go out there and you do something about it, or we add another number to that. We're going to talk about it. You can keep talking to us while we're talking to Ryan. Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter and email. Facebook.com/TheSportsFix. Tweet with us at TheSportsFixCLE. email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. Going to the phones, Ryan Ruiz from The Inscriber. How you doing, my man?
J-Rock, how we doing today?
I'm all right. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It felt good to watch some football last night, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually watch football while I was watching football. It was like a double bit of goodness there, man.
I'll tell you what, J-Rock, I'm doing something I never thought I would do in a long time.
Picking the Browns to lose.
I went to the store today and bought bunny ears because I have DirecTV, and as of right now, it's blacked out, and I'm trying to figure out how bunny ears work on a flat screen TV, and it's not going so well. I got one channel so far.
Oh man, there you go. You're gonna have to search the channels there, get yourself all programmed in. But obviously this weekend, and yeah, that is an issue that a lot of people are having to deal with. I saw a lot of people on my timeline last night on Twitter tweeting photos of the screen cap of the screen not allowing them to watch the game and complaining to DirecTV and different carriers and all of that. So I don't know how that'll work out. I think I saw somewhere somebody yesterday said in the chat room or something that the first week of Sunday Ticket is free or something like that for people to make up for that or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, that's definitely something the NFL can't be happy about heading into opening of the season.
Yeah, see, J-Rock, I'm from the school of old school where my dad would tell me to go up on the roof and 9 years old, and I'm moving around a metal antenna where my dad said a little more to the left, a little more to the right. So
I'm with you, man.
We try to pick up games out of Toledo is what my dad always told me.
I've taken apart wire hangers and hooked them on the old UHF on the back, and I'm with you, my man. You know, technology's gotten better, but if we had to go back to the Stone Age, I could do it. I could dig deep and do it, man. So, and the Browns, they may have to go to the Stone Age if they want to win this. Being real, the way you're going to win this game is the way you're going to win this season. It's not going to be passing the ball. I do believe that Brian Hoyer can be a very effective quarterback, and by that I mean simply getting enough, taking what the defense gives you, and that is always said like a dirty word in football. But to me, if you can just take what the defense gives you, that's what Tom Brady lives on, man. If you can do that, and I just mean a successful quarterback. I hate to say Brady because then people go into the whole Brady Jr. thing, and I'm not going that way with Hoyer. If he can just be competent, take what the defense gives you, this team's going to live and die on defense, and if they are or are not able to run the ball. You know, I mean, they say, well, what are you going to do when they put 8 in the box every play? Well, guess what? Good teams, when they run the ball, you can put 10 in the box. They're still going to run the ball. They're going to push everybody over, and they're going to run. So I guess we'll find out if this offensive line is good and if the Browns are dedicated to the run. I have doubts about Shanahan digging in and continuing. He said if it doesn't work, you move on to something else. Well, that seems to be a thing that the Browns offense does a lot the last few years. When something doesn't work, you try something else. You don't have to make it work. But if they can run, if they can play defense, they can win this game. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I agree with you. I disagree with a lot of what Jonathan Knight said, even though I respect him. But this team is gonna. The difference between what you said in the beginning was take what you're given is the Browns only take what they're given. They never take chances downfield, at least so far in 2014, in the preseason and from what I saw in camp and whatnot. But this team is built on a power running game and a strong defense. And, I think the Browns had absolutely no running game last year. They were one-dimensional, and to say that the Browns haven't improved in the running game, I disagree with that. I mean, you had Willis McGahee, who was eating popcorn on his couch when he got the call to come be the Browns running back. So, I like the Ben Tate signing, and I've been high on Terrence West. And Crowell was somebody that just came out of nowhere that showed he can play. So I think the Browns' running game is obviously a key, and I can get into the Dawg Bones a little later, but I think, I said this a lot last year, and I'm the optimist, and I'm the I wear my heart on my sleeve and try to tell it like it is from a Browns fan perspective. I think it's a winnable game. I don't think the Steelers are the Steelers of the old, and there's not anybody on the Steelers defense that scares me. I mean, the Steelers are coming off 2 8-8 seasons. Dick LeBeau is still their defense coordinator. He's still going to bring the blitzes, but at the same time, they're not the Steelers of the old. I mean, their secondary is terrible. Their defense up front can run or can beat up the Steelers' defensive line and get some chunks of yards. So, I agree with a lot of what you said, but it's I think closer than people think, J-Rock.
Well, I hear you there, but I disagree with a couple things you just said. Yeah, Pittsburgh's not the Pittsburgh that they've been, but I'll tell you what, 8-8 the last 2 seasons, you've got to go back 8 years to add up and get 16 wins for the Browns. At the same time, I agree, but so many people say that only looking at the Pittsburgh side of the ball and not the Browns. You have to look at their side of the ball, too. I'm saying it's a winnable game. I think the Browns can go and win. I don't know if they... Jonathan Knight said, while it may be harsh to hear, it's rooted in a lot of people's reality. As I said, looking across the board of my predictions here, this is clearly as a set of expectations for the Browns. Now, that doesn't mean they don't surpass that a bit. Like JK said, he's got 3-13. Maybe they win 4 or 5. Kendall Lewis yesterday, 3 wins. Maybe they make it 4 or 5. And I still cannot see this team with the schedule they face and the limitations they have. You mentioned offensively how all they do is take what the defense gives them. That is not by design. It's because they don't have anybody to go over the top with. I mean, that's one of the biggest differences. At least last year you did have Josh Gordon. This year you have a lot of similar pieces. I love Hawkins. I like Hawkins. He's going to be a good little slot receiver. But the Browns have a roster full of good little slot receivers. They don't have anybody that's going to take the top off of the defense. And that's not the play calling. The plays aren't there. When you watch the All-11, even during the vanilla preseason, it's not like the Browns were missing guys open way downfield. Those guys don't get separation. That's the problem, is that they can't get separation down the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Hawkins is not a typical prototype wide receiver like Josh Gordon, like 6'2", 6'3". Separation is definitely going to be a key too. I think you're right. It's going to be take what the defense gives you. Pick apart your spots in the secondary where you can pick up your 7 or 8 yards. But do I see the Browns throwing the ball 22 yards plus downfield? I don't. I don't, because they don't do it. They haven't done it the last 3 seasons. So.
And you can win. You can win football games that way, but you're going to win low-scoring, close games, and you can't make mistakes. I mean, that's the way they're going to have to play and win, regardless. I mean, all season long. So it doesn't matter if you think they're going to win 3 games or 6 games you're the most optimistic, even more over the top than me. What is your win prediction for the season? I'm just curious, because that's probably going to be the high end of expectations is where you're at. What do you think the Browns' record is this season?
You know what, J-Rock, I'm not the most optimistic out of the group. I'm the most fired up and the most passionate about Cleveland Browns football, but I'm right there with you. I'm 6-7 wins. I can list the wins off to you right now too. I think the Browns are very capable of hang on, let me pull up my thing here while I'm talking.
There's some definite winnable opportunities here, you've got Jacksonville, you've got Tennessee, it depends on how the late season, looking at it, just depends on, I think, a lot on how those teams' season goes as well, But we're talking best end. You got to realize that the Browns season isn't going to go best end either, Like JK said, they're going in healthy here for a game for the first time in forever, and that's not going to last more than 1 week. So, there's attrition too, and that's what hurts the Browns. I like the top level of the talent on the Browns. Problem is they're not too deep anywhere. They're not at that level. So the minute you lose 1 or 2 guys, you spring holes, you're filling them with second and third man up, and that just unfortunately is not good enough to win more than 5, 6, maybe 7 games this season. But you continue to progress and move through another draft and add more to it, and now you start getting too deep across the board, and that's different. It's not just – people don't understand. It's not just the talent on the starting positions. Yes, obviously, certain positions have more impact over a game than others, but but it's on a season to season, it's what you've got as a team, the different